everyone, how are you? My name is Sarah if we don't know each other yet, and I want to talk about being in a rut. This is something that I've had a lot of experience with. So the first thing that I want to talk about is if you're in a rut, this is not your sign to quit, okay? It's just not. When I've been in ruts that are pretty significant, that's like my go-to thought is that like, I don't have the motivation. If I don't have the motivation, I don't have the passion. If I don't have the passion, I shouldn't be doing this. But that's just a false narrative that we've been told that like, if you love something, you'll have all of the motivation for it all the time. That's not true, but that's another video. So there have been a lot of times that I've been in a rut. If you go back and look through my videos, you will see a ton of different videos, different styles, different topics, different content. I just have bounced back and forth because it's been very difficult for me to figure out what's like really speaking to me. And every time I decide that something's not for me, that throws me into a deep rut. I'm the kind of person who historically has started something and gotten bored or felt like, oh, this just isn't for me and stopped. So with YouTube, I immediately felt a connection to it. And like within my first 2 weeks, I just determined I'm going to do this for at least a year. And if I get to a year and it sucks and I hate it and I'm not doing well, then I'll just stop. Well, I got to a year and I really hadn't grown like I thought I was going to. You know, you can say, oh, you have to be patient. Oh, like it probably will take me a while to get to like the point where I can actually consider this a business. But in reality, I think we all a little bit expect ourselves to be the one that like rockets to the top. And it's not really based on like confidence or something. It's just you hope that like there's one thing that you're gonna just do super well in from the jump. And then that's gonna be your passion project. I kept telling myself that I was gonna have to do a lot of work and that it just wasn't gonna happen, but still, when I got to a year mark and I think I had 350 to 400 subscribers, I felt really low and I wasn't happy with the content I was doing. And I felt like, well, this is my sign and I need to just quit. Obviously, I did not. And I'm going to tell you 3 of the most powerful things that I've done to get out of a rut, especially a deep one where I thought like, I'm going to throw the towel in. This is just a huge amount of time and energy and resources that go into doing this. And like, am I helping anybody? Am I moving further along in my business? You know, that kind of thing. These are things that have helped me get out of those major ruts. These are things that have helped me stay out of major ruts for the past several months. And there have been, as always, some points of really doubting myself. But here's the deal. If you don't regularly have times when you're like second guessing and evaluating, you are never going to get to the next level, because it is when you second guess and when you analyze what's going on that you're able to refine yourself a little bit more and you get to the next level. And baby, we don't need a huge jump. We need little steps going upwards, okay? That's all we need. The first thing that's worked for me to stay out of a rut is to just evaluate my content. I'm usually really busy. I'm all the time running, all the time thinking, but there aren't very many times when I just like slow down and think, is this the thing that's working? So I've had to do that with my content several times. And I had to ask myself, like, do I feel passionate about this long term? Is this something that I'm interested in researching? Because if you're doing content on YouTube or on any platform with the idea in mind to grow a business, you're having to research. You need to be constantly pushing yourself to knowing more about your topic. So if you're having to do all this research and you hate it, or you're having to spend time thinking about this one thing, your little niche, and you hate it, then there's gonna be a reason you're in a rut. If you don't like filming vlogs, but you just think that that's what you're supposed to do, that will put you into a rut. If you think that your only option is to make DIYs and you don't really like the process of gathering the materials and putting the DIY together and filming it, that will put you in a rut because you just don't want to do it. So look at your content and decide, is this something that I feel passionate about? I feel like I can do this for a while, and I know that there are people who need to have this content. If the answers to all those things are yes, great, move on to the next tip. If you find that you're not entirely happy with the content that you're putting out, what I suggest you do is to go to your favorite content creator. And I want you, with a pen and a paper, to sit down and watch a couple of their videos, just a couple here and there, and watch what they do, not just as intaking it and enjoying it, but like with a critical eye. What do they talk about that I really resonate with? How are they filming that keeps my interest? Are they doing editing things that I really enjoy watching? And take as many notes as you can, because if you are really making sure that you spend time looking at content creators that you admire with a critical eye, what they're putting out is going to help you level up, because we are supposed to learn from each other. Those people who inspire you right now, at one point they were right exactly where you were and they were needing inspiration, and I guarantee you they looked to someone to help them. The next thing that I've done when I've been in a rut is to really think about my mindset. You guys are going to hear me talk about this constantly because it is the biggest factor in determining your success. Honestly, I have read so many books, listened to so many podcasts, taken classes from people, and all of them talk about mindset as being instrumental in being successful. Not even just in business, but as a human being, period. Like, if you don't want to wake up out of bed and always be sad, you're going to have to master your mindset. It just has to happen. The little thing that I always try to remember, and it's so concise that I feel like it always puts me back in the right frame of mind, is that the things that you think create emotion, right? Your emotion is what creates action. If you think a lot about how hard it is to grow a business and how you're not getting anywhere and you don't know what to do and you're out of your depths and you're overwhelmed and you don't understand a clear path, you can't discern what to do next, you are going to have some emotions about that. Those emotions are not going to be good. They're going to be very negative. And what you're going to do, using myself as a case study, is you're going to go into your freezer and get a pint of ice cream, and you're going to go into your pantry and get some chips. Then you will cuddle up in your bed. You might shed a few tears of sorrow for your poor little self, and you're going to binge a Netflix show, because your thoughts lead to emotions, which lead to actions. After you've binged a show that maybe you liked, maybe you didn't like, you're going to end up feeling worse. It'll be like just the thing that you need to tell yourself, see, you don't have what it takes. You can't even keep things going, much less gain momentum. And that's a lie, but you basically just want to guard yourself from ever getting to the point where you're like curled in bed eating your feelings and doing actions that are not going to lead you to the place you need to be next. Am I saying there's not a time and a place to binge a Netflix show? Absolutely not. But I am saying that if you do, it should be intentional and not because your thoughts have led to emotions that are making you want to run away. I've gotten a lot better about my mindset, and again, I could talk about that for a long time, but basically what I want to leave you with is, if you pay attention to the thoughts that you're having from the very moment that you get up, and you replace all of the negative thoughts with positive thoughts, that's going to help you, guaranteed. And it's going to take time because it is such a pattern that you have to implement in your life. Ooh, I could go on this for a long time, but I'm not. Don't want to make this too lengthy. But the next thing is that you're going to pay attention to your cues. You and I know when we're in the place where we're starting to devolve and we're starting to really get discouraged and frustrated. So you're going to want to nip that in the bud real quick. And part of you is not going to want to, honestly. Maybe it's just me. part of you is not going to want to nip it in the bud. Part of you is going to want to feel sorry for yourself and like indulge in pity talk and pity behavior. And you can't allow that to happen if you want to keep moving. So pick up on those cues that are happening and flip that dynamic. Either intake content that is going to speak life to your soul and make you feel better, or be around people who are doing the same thing you're doing. I am part of a mastermind, and I cannot say to you how important this is. Gather up a few people that you like gel with, doing similar things as you. You don't need all of the people in your mastermind to have the same niche, but you do want them to be focused on making a business and serious about seeing some success. Because if they're not serious, they're not really going to help you. When you're meeting regularly with people who are going after their dreams, that inspires you to go after your dreams. And when you're part of a mastermind, you have accountability with other people and you're accountable for them. I don't know if you've ever tried to explain your YouTube plight to your spouse. I have, and he's very nice about trying to like understand and encourage me, but he does not have any experience with it, so he doesn't know the questions to ask or the ways to push me in order to gain clarity on what I'm doing and to like get the encouragement that I need from a practical standpoint. So that is why I strongly suggest a mastermind. Even if it's just you and one or two other people, get yourself in a regular setting with people where you're just on Zoom or something, and you meet and you talk about your channels and you talk about things that are difficult or aren't working or that you want to aspire to do. And if you have any questions about a mastermind, let me know, because I'm very passionate about this. I've been doing it for a little while now, and I'll give you any information you want to know. The third thing that has kept me out of a rut or helps me get out really quickly when I have gotten into one is to think about who I'm serving. So I know who my person is because I've spent a lot of time thinking about her. And if you haven't taken the time to do so, that's going to be a big problem. I really don't think most people will have success if they don't strongly and vividly know who they're serving, because you can do something for yourself all day long, but it does not give you the same passion as when you're able to help someone else. And the more you know about this person that you're serving and the more you think about her, that's really going to keep you motivated, because you're going to know that she needs you. If you're starting or working on a business, it is to serve someone. And if that person is very unclear to you, or you haven't really thought about how you're helping that person, like in concrete ways, then you are going to be missing a really big component of passion in what you're doing. I know that if I would have heard that like even a year ago, I would have said like, I'm putting out content, but I really don't think it's to help anybody. Like, I don't think anyone's going to get something from what I have to offer. Wrong. That is totally wrong. People do not need to depend on you to change their life. You are a conduit. There are things that you know, things that you can offer that are going to move your person from where they currently are to a place where they're a little bit healthier and a little bit more progressed and more equipped to do what they want to do. It is not on you to revolutionize someone's life or to do the thing for them. It's just on you to show up with resources and ideas and structures for that person to be able to use in their real life, whatever business you're in. So get obsessed with this person. Think about how they're struggling and the pain points that they're having and what they really could use to level up what they're doing in their life. Again, this is something I have a lot of experience in, and I've kind of gone back and forth about whether to leave another like attachment for you guys to try to brainstorm who the person is. So if I don't have it listed in the description box, you can contact me and I can give you like a worksheet to go through to really try to hammer out who your person is that you're serving. These three things are concrete, they will help you, and they will keep you moving. And remember, you don't always have to be perfect. If you're feeling discouraged, that doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing. That just means you need to look at why and figure out what's going on. Don't allow yourself to stay there, because you're capable of pivoting. You're capable of refining what it is that you do, and you should. Everyone who is truly great at anything is constantly practicing and refining, whether they want to or not. This thing is not going to always feel good that we're doing, and it's not going to always be easy. In fact, I'm pretty sure that mostly it's going to be hard and it's going to be uncomfortable, but we can do it, and we can do it together. So let's go. I love you guys. I thank you so much for all of the comments and the conversations that we're able to have. If you're not subscribed to my channel and this is content that resonates with you, please subscribe. I love talking about this stuff with you guys, so leave me a comment down below, or you can DM me on Instagram as well, and I'd love to get a chance to talk to you more. If you've made it to this point, tell us the one thing that you do to stay out of a rut. I love you guys, and I'm rooting for you.